So, India's biggest bank, SBI, just dropped some absolutely staggering results. We're going to dive in and unpack exactly how they pulled off a record-breaking quarter. Let's do this.
I mean, the headline here is pretty straightforward. SBI just had the single most profitable quarter in its entire 200-year history. Wow. So the big question we've got to ask is, how on earth did they do it?
All right, let's start with the number that's making all the headlines. We're talking a net profit of over 21,000 crore rupees. Just to give you some context, that's a 24% leap from this time last year. You know, this isn't just a good quarter, this is a historic one. So, where did all that cash come from? Okay, the first piece of this puzzle, and really it's the most important one for any bank, is its loan book. I mean, a bank's main job is lending money out and making money on the interest, right? So let's see how that engine is firing for SBI. And spoiler alert, it is firing on all cylinders. The total amount of money they've loaned out, that's what we call credit in the biz, it grew by more than 15% just in the last year. It's simple, really. More loans to more people and businesses means more interest income for the bank. That's the core of it. Now, what's really cool here is that this growth isn't just in one little area. It's happening everywhere. Just look at these numbers. Lending to small and medium businesses, up a massive 21%. Agro loans are up over 16%. And even the big corporate and personal loans are showing really solid growth. This tells you they have a really strong, diversified game plan. And this chart here gives us a great visual of their loan portfolio. See that biggest slice of the pie? That's retail personal loans. Think home loans, car loans, that kind of thing, making up almost 42%. And that's super important because those kinds of loans are generally seen as a really stable and reliable source of income for a bank. Okay, so we've talked about the money going out. Now let's flip to the other side of the balance sheet. Because to lend all that money, a bank needs a huge, stable pile of cash coming in. And for SBI, that foundation is its absolutely incredible deposit base.
And when I say incredible, I mean the scale is just immense. The total amount of money that people and companies have deposited with SBI, it grew by 9% and now stands at a mind-boggling 57 lakh crore rupees. This constant flow of cash is the fuel for that lending engine we were just looking at.
And this visual, wow, it really says it all. We're looking at the total savings account balances over the years. That number is almost 3 times bigger than their closest competitor. Think about that. This isn't just a number on a page. It represents an insane amount of public trust. And what that gives SBI is a huge, low-cost pool of money that pretty much no other bank in India can even come close to. All right, so let's recap. We've got massive profits, right? And those are being driven by really strong loan growth, which is funded by this gigantic deposit base. But, you know, big numbers can sometimes hide big risks. So let's pop the hood and do a quick financial health check. Now, before we dig in here, there's one key term we all need to be on the same page with, NPA. It stands for non-performing asset. It's just a bit of bank speak for a loan that's gone bad. You know, the borrower has stopped paying it back. A high number of these is a huge red flag for any bank. And here is the crucial part of that health check. SBI's bad loans are actually shrinking. You can see it right here in the data. Their gross NPA ratio has dropped significantly in just the last year. In fact, this trend has brought the ratio down to a 2-decade low for the bank. That tells you the quality of their loans has gotten way, way better. And hey, for the bad loans that are still on the books, the bank has a really strong safety net. It's called the provision coverage ratio, which is basically a fancy way of saying they've already put money aside to cover any potential losses from those loans. At over 75%, it's like having a really solid insurance policy that protects the bank just in case. Okay, so the final piece of this whole success story, it's not just about old school banking. It's about how SBI is completely transforming itself into a digital powerhouse.
All right, I'm going to hit you with 2 big numbers back to back here. First up, their digital app, Yono, now has, get this, 96.5 million registered users. To put that into perspective, that's more than the entire population of Germany. The scale is just incredible. And number 2, this digital shift is changing absolutely everything. A truly mind-boggling 98.6% of all their transactions now happen outside of a physical branch. We're talking Yono, ATMs, internet banking. The traditional bank branch just isn't the main way people interact with them anymore.
And this isn't just about existing customers either. Digital is now basically the front door for the bank. In just the last 3 months, more than 2/3 of all new savings accounts were opened digitally right through the Yono app. It just goes to show you the future of this bank's growth is digital. Period.
So what does this all mean when you put it together? You've got record profits, you've got strong lending, a massive digital transformation, and all of this is happening while the bank itself is getting financially healthier. You know, people often say that the performance of a country's largest bank is like a barometer for the whole economy. So the real question we're left with is this: what does SBI's incredible quarter signal for the future of India's economy? That's really the big idea to chew on.